My gosh, it's always great talking with you, and you're like the busiest guy in Hollywood.
I'm having a good time. I'm having a lot of fun, and my friends keep hiring me, and they keep hiring me again and again and again and again. And I have a lot of gratitude towards them, and I just want to keep trying to do better for them and keep making better films. So,
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about Hunt Club in just a moment, but I wanted to congratulate you on your daughter Grace. What a terrific actress she is.
you can only hope as a parent that your children do better than you. And I'm so grateful that she is such a talented actress and that she does put her heart and soul into things. I'm so proud of her. I watch her and I see how she's doing, and I'm always just super impressed.
Well, she blew me away on Stranger Things, and she's done a few films, and she's a lot like her old man. She really knows how to get into a character.
I think she knows how to get it even better than I did, because she's only 26, and I was 27 when Starship Troopers came out. So I was still pretty, even though I'd been out since September 12th, 1989. I look at her and I'm like, wow, she's really, she gets this. She's a natural. It's quite unbelievable for me to see, and I'm proud of her, and I'm grateful that she's a better actress and super talented. I'm just so proud of her. I couldn't be more. And this is the other thing. People come up to me from sets and movies, and then also the fans from cons and everything, and they just tell me how sweet and kind she is. And so that's the thing I'm most proud of.
That really does show. I think I interviewed her for the last of Stranger Things, and she was and she was so nice and just sweet. And in fact, I just interviewed Michael Ironside like a couple of days ago, and we reminisced about Starship Troopers and all the things that went on that set. Michael doesn't hold anything back.
No, he doesn't hold anything back. Never has he, and never will he.
I was in the junket room with him for Starship Troopers when he had to talk to Jake Busey, and tell him, hey, you're not the star.
Did he really?
Wow. Yeah. Lots of stuff.
That doesn't surprise me that's Michael Ironside.
Well, and you've got to work with some great people. I'm thinking with the Hunt Club, Mickey Rourke has got to be a film class all into himself.
And what's incredible about that? And I appreciate you saying that, because Mickey Rourke and I are now friends. We weren't before, but we were friends. We've known each other, known about each other. I don't know if you knew about me, but I of course knew about him. But I'm thinking Pope of Greenwich Village, I'm thinking Diner, I'm thinking Wrestler, I'm thinking so many movies of his that I'm just like, oh my God. We get in the scene, and I've heard you hear different stories, you hear everything you go, but then they have all these characters, everything being brought in, and then they let us improv in 3 of those scenes. And I'm going to tell you, when I got to improv with Mickey, I went, that's it. And I think it's some of his best work that I've seen of him recently, and I watch everything, so I'm always watching everything. I just thought he did such a good job. And I'm in the improv with him, and he's just throwing out stuff, and I'm throwing back, and he's coming back at me again. And I was like, that's why he's Mickey Rourke. Yeah.
He's also one of the nicest guys. He looks so foreboding, but he's really one of the nicest guys you could ever deal with.
He's just an amazing talent.
Do you enjoy ad-libbing?
This is the first time I got to do it like that. I've done other things in movies. I have done some ad-libbing in here and there, and Battle for Saipan, I got to do a little bit of it with that. We changed some of the dialogue, but we worked on it, and we did this. With Mickey, it was a pure, straight out, let's improv and just go for it. And we did the scenes, and I'm looking at him going, I'm here. I am not going to be the one that's going to be the weak link in this, because I know who he is. And right now he's bringing his A game. And so I had to try to come up to his level. And I wanted to be near him because, I just appreciate there's a reason why he's Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, there's a reason. And again, I think people don't really understand how powerful a voice this guy has in telling a story.
Yeah, and he did it in the scenes. I mean, he had normally he probably would have been playing my character, but he took this other character that wasn't my character, and he still knocked it out of the park. So that's why he's still who he is. So he's creepy. and he's good. So,
how did you find the project?
David Lipper, who I've known for 150,000 years, back when the dinosaurs still roamed the earth. He and I first came out to Hollywood, and I came out in the end of '89. He came out in the early '90s, and we just used to audition against each other, and we run into each other. We've seen each other at parties, at events, at different clubs, and things like that. And we'd never worked together. But he calls me up and goes, "Hey, Casper, I got the perfect role for you. I wrote it. It's perfect, and I think you should do it." So I said, "Oh, sure, send me the script, buddy." And I read the script, and I go, "What are you talking about? Why are you seeing me as this?" I go, who the hell are you?" He goes, "Casper, I couldn't have somebody that is really that character play that character. It has to be a man that I could trust, because this is a sensitive subject. We're going to have a woman director, woman first AD, second AD, producers women, the scripties women, the wardrobes women, the makeup, some of the crew, some of the camera people were women. So many women on this movie, and then all the women in there." Yeah. He goes, "I can't have it be. I have to have somebody like you there." And I went, "That I appreciated." But it's a hard movie to watch in the beginning, because I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like violence towards women. I don't like it at all. It really freaks me out. I don't like it. So I was like, I had to leave at one point when the first time I saw it, when Jessica Bilkin was by the London brothers. They were so creepy, reminiscence of like Star 80 to me, like so creepy. Like, you just can't do that kind of stuff. It's wrong. And they cut away before it gets really graphic, but then your imagination goes off on it, and it's just, I didn't want to be around it. So this time I was caught in the middle of the theater with everybody. It was 2/3 women, and I'm next to my agent and Ed Neumeyer, who wrote RoboCop and Starship Troopers. He was with his girl, his wife, and I'm like stuck in there, but I'm like kind of not looking at that stuff. But what was amazing was the audience was 2/3 women, and so the time that it got to the third act, when the women are enacting their revenge, and this is a righteous revenge story for women, where they get their comeuppance, and they're like, yeah. But when they take out the men, they were screaming so loud in the theater, and I was like, "I was just acting, I promise." Don't kill me. They were like, yeah. And I'm like looking at these women in the audience going, "Oh my God." Brutal. It was so huge. I was like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be the." So if people get through that first act and get to the second act, which is still creepy, and then they get to the third act when they start doing their thing. And Mina did a great job. Jessica,
oh yeah.
Oh my God, I was just so impressed with her.
She is a national treasure.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. I mean, she's just amazing.
This portion of Screen Chatter is presented by VP Dental. Check out our great dental plans starting at just $16 per month.
Each participant has a chance at winning $100,000.
When you say participant, does that potentially include me?
I don't see why not.
Hello, girls. Daddy's home.
I mean, I'm disturbed and impressed at the same time, which is a good thing. Because look, if we didn't have all the disturbing stuff that happened in the second act by the men being extremely horrible to women, and I mean horrible, we're not good at all. But if we didn't have that, and then we just went to the third act where the women were killing men and doing this, it would just be a stupid slasher movie of women killing men, and that would be like whatever. But literally, I mean, the women in this audience were screaming. They were like, yeah, I couldn't, I was overwhelmed with the response. I've been to many premieres. I mean, I've been doing this 35 years. I hadn't seen that reaction to men getting slaughtered like that by women. And it was all women's voices, because all the guys were like this in the audience. All the guys were.
Yeah. Well, they need to let the steam off once in a while.
I really was in shock. I'm still a little bit in shock, if you can't tell.
Tell me that you went home and made your wife a sandwich, because you don't want any trouble.
I don't want any trouble. Don't mess with women. They're really serious now. Now's not the time to mess with women.
Was it hard filming in the locations that you did?
In Mississippi, I love being on set, and even when it's difficult, I love it. I love the uniqueness of making a movie, and the fact that it shouldn't be able to be done. We get all these strangers together. Sometimes none of us have ever met, and then all of a sudden we're like, okay, let's make the movie, and somehow it gets done. And you're in situations where you're like, it'll never get done, and then we somehow make it. That's not always the case. Some movies don't get finished and done. I've been on those too, but when you do, it's such a huge thing. So this was a nice location. I mean, it was a real place out in Mississippi. There's all, they some people stayed in their cabins. I didn't, because like I said, it was too much of a creepy thing for me already. And I'm too sensitive when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I didn't this time, but maybe if it wasn't that kind of movie, I would have, but I just was like, I'm not feeling being creepy out in the woods and then being creepy all night long in the same woods that I'm being creepy in. I don't think I want to stay here. So I went back to the hotel. But they did have a cabin that I could have stayed in if I wanted to, but I was like, But Mina did. Impressive as that was. I couldn't believe she did that. And some of the others did too. I was like, wow. So
I shot a film in Mississippi one time, and I looked up and the trees were just, it was beautiful, like cotton in the tree. And somebody said, no, that's not, that's spiders. So the trees are just loaded with spiders. And
well, I didn't see that, so I'm glad I didn't see that.
Never again will I shoot in Mississippi. Are you going to be directing again?
Yes. I just got a potential offer yesterday, and I'm going to be talking to the person on Sunday. Wonderful. But yes, if I can, what it is the first 3 films I directed. It's the only 3 films I directed. The first one was for Asylum, and I'm always grateful to them that they gave me the opportunity. And they got it on Redbox, which is the first film they had gotten on Redbox since the only other film they had gotten on Redbox at that time, aside from Sharknado, because Sharknado is the only one that made it in there. But they were like, yes, we made it. Thanks, Casper. And I'm like, yeah. But they re-edited my edit, so it wasn't really, in the end, I directed the film, but it's not the way it looked when I was intention. And then I did 2 movies for Lifetime from 2 different producers who wanted to get it on Lifetime. It wasn't Lifetime until I directed it and we handed it in. Nice. And I got it on Lifetime, but that's not the kind of film I wanted to do. I have nothing against Lifetime, nothing like that. It's just that's not my passion project to make that. I was grateful to do it, and I did my job, and I got it on for both of them. But I want to do a passion project. And if the one that I just read last night, that I got, one of my friends called me and goes, I want you to direct this. If this is it, this would be a passion project, and it'd be a bigger budget than all the movies I've been doing lately. So that would be
I think your years in the business and from television to motion pictures and everything that you do, I mean, you probably have such a toolbox, as a director. I think you'd be very empathetic to the actors and understanding the scenes even a bit more than maybe a director who hasn't acted.
Well, maybe. I mean, some directors don't even need to act. They can just be incredible directors, just storytellers. But I do know that I love actors, and I love the relationship of actors. Even when I don't get along with them, I still love them, and I want to see what they can do. And even if for me, I would love the opportunity to direct again and do it in a complete passion project where I go, this is what I would do if I was to make a movie and it was to be a story that I wanted people to see. I want it to be something that really drives me, that I can relate to in a way that I want to put out there, so that when people see it, it becomes almost like it's a memory for them. Almost as if they saw it, they go, oh yeah, I remember oh no, wait a minute, that's that movie. I'd rather it become like that. I don't want it to be just oh yeah, I saw that movie. I want it to be like it becomes so familiar with you. And you can do that through acting with relationships, because relationships are what our memories are. Our relationships are a relationship, how we deal and communicate with each other. And as an actor, we can do that. And if I could do that in a passion project in a film, I believe I would hope to do that. And that would be my intention. Whether it came out or not, I don't know. But that would be my intention. I would want it to become something that almost felt like it was a visceral memory from your youth, even if it wasn't. And that's the project that I might be doing. I'm going to talk to the producers on Sunday and see if I get that.
Well, I'm hoping you do, because I think you understand the psychology behind film, and in invoking memory, and even people thinking back to a scene, thinking it's their own memory.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful moment to say, hey, I did that.
That's what I want. That would be my intention. Now, those other movies I didn't get to do that. I did, of course, love the relationships with the actors, really embrace that, but they were different type movies, not my genre.
Yeah.
I love all genres. I do. I'm not gonna negate anything like that, but I do have something that I think might be, and you're the last person I just talked to just asked me about that too. And you guys are the first two people to ask me if I'm going to direct again in years. The first people that have asked me. So it's funny that it's back to back. It must be in the ethers because I just got the offer last night from one of my Tarzan producers.
This portion of Screen Chatter is presented by VP Dental. Check out our great dental plans starting at just $16 per month. I always love talking with you. You're just such a great conversationalist, and you know so much about a lot of different things. It's never a boring conversation with Casper Van Dien.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. I like being. I love movies. I love watching them. I love studying them. I love reading about them. I love talking about them. So it's always a joy for me because fellow filmmakers and fellow people who are in the industry. It's always we're unique individuals because we're willing to go out and be on a set. And most people will go, "Oh, I want to come on a set. That must be so romantic and beautiful." And they come in, and within an hour, they're like, "Yeah, this is really great." And then 2 hours, they're like, "I think I got to get going." And by third, they're like, "I'm out of here." And that's most everybody. But then there's the rare ones that are like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Oh, you got the disease. You got that acting disease or that want to make film disease." There's something wrong with us.
There's something sexy about being on set, your set, anybody's set, and it's just great.
I always say to everybody, and I've said this too often probably, but I say that I'm a better man, better father, better husband, better friend, better son, better brother, because I get to do what I love. I get to be on sets. And because I get to do that, I think I get to be the best best version of me. I keep growing, trying to get better. I want to be a better person. I've not always been. I've made a lot of mistakes. Of course I have, because I've been divorced twice. So I haven't been the best husband. I haven't been the best father. Always trying to be better. But I do think I'm a better father and husband and everything because I am an actor and because I do this and I get to do what I love. And I think that I don't have to go, "Oh, I wish I was doing what I love." I really am fortunate.
As a kid, I used to watch, Johnny Carson and all the great interviewers and, Richard Parkinson out in England. And I just love chatting with people in this business because, people don't realize it's not an easy business to be in.
No, I think that I come from, my parents are all educators. My dad's a high school teacher. My mom was a preschool teacher. My grandmother was a elementary school teacher. My sister's a teacher in junior high. My brother-in-law is a teacher. My other brother-in-law is a teacher. I mean, I come from educators. And so we've always read, danced, listened to music, went to plays, theater, all that. I'm at my daughter's place, and this is a painting she's working on.
Beautiful.
And she's got a lot of paintings, so she's always painting and writing and reading. I'm so impressed with her. So I'm just lucky. I'm lucky. And we're blessed, man. And I'm glad you're getting to do this too, because, if I wasn't acting, directing, producing, being on set, I would be interviewing people too. It's just, when I say I love this industry, I mean, I love it. And I see you do too. I can see it.
Again, every time I talk with you, I always want to do more. So keep it going. And so I can always have an excuse to give you a call.
Yeah, well, I have too many projects out right now. I have Battle for Saipan out, Mad Heidi out. I have Monsters of California coming. I have a movie with Tom Wampat I did called County Line No Fear that's out right now. And so and I have Heart of a Champion, which somebody interviewed. They said this. You're gonna love this, Tony. So in the interview, one of the reviews, the person said, and Casper Van Dien pulls off the best Gary Cooper we've seen since Gary Cooper. And I was like, I can retire.
Wow. That's really a high compliment.
I couldn't believe it. And that's for a heart of a champion. They said that about it. It's like he pulls up the best Gary Cooper since Gary Cooper.
Now, millennials in the audience, look it up.
Yeah, he's the greatest. Oh, yeah.
I have trouble with Tom Wopat, as well. One of the Duke boys.
Bo Duke.
Oh, and Tom is such a good guy.
Yeah, I love working with him. So yeah, and then I just did this movie, Monsters of California, with Tom DeLonge directed.
Oh, wow.
So interesting because he directs musically. He'd come to me and go, Casper, and he start doing this music, and he goes, in the scene, it's going to be like this. And then he'd start playing me the music, and he goes, and when you get to this line, it's going to go like this. And sure enough, he had it all musically played out. And it's like an Amblin movie. It's like E.T., the movie he just did. It's incredible. And he put all his alien stuff in it. I'm blown away by how good that movie is.
Casper, I gotta let you go. Thank you so much, and I adore you. Thank you so much, my friend.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it so much.